A flattened, blood-red sun rose dead ahead. 20 feet below the surface, she swam dead on course for Montauk Point. Before her, an invisible cone of fear swept the sea clean, from bottom to surface. For a full mile ahead, the ocean was emptying of life. Then he heard the faint subway roar, and his own tortured breathing. He was terrified of the loudness of it, and of his bubbles. He did not care. He stopped moving, though the boat was only 3 strokes away. Then he was borne aloft. He sensed that his ribs, lungs, spleen were being squeezed together as if in a giant hydraulic press. He felt no pain at all. Boy, that's lame. Hello. Welcome to the second episode of John Defends. Today we're talking about a movie that was originally written by Howard Sackler and Dorothy Tristan. And then Hank Searles did a novel on it. Jaws 2. Peter Benchley wrote the original. The original book stinks. It's not good. Steven Spielberg did amazing work with that first one. This book, it's different than the movie for sure. There's more mobsters. There's a guy who kills a seal, and Chief Brody is investigating him, and dip-de-dap-de-dip-de-dap. Also, the shark just kind of accidentally dies again, which seems to be a common thread in these books, these adaptations. For some reason, Chief Brody never really kills anything in the first two on purpose, and then in Jaws the Revenge, which someday we will get to, if this show lasts more than 2 episodes, the shark just kind of dies. And that's one of the things that I'm going to say is better about the movie! The movie's better. Again. Now, the book isn't bad, but this movie, I think, gets unfair treatment. For one thing, it's coming off the heels of a very, very good, if not great, it's my favorite movie. It's my favorite horror movie. That movie had a perfect blend of characters, story, conflict, shots, tension, everything. Everything about it is great. Of course, when you have a sequel to a movie that's that successful, that groundbreaking, you have to expect things to kind of get worse. And that is exactly what happens. This movie is not as good. But does that mean it's bad? No. This movie is awesome. One of the big complaints about this is that Roy Scheider was contractually obligated to do this movie, and therefore he is phoning it in, apparently. Well, take a look at this scene and tell me he's phoning it in.
Martin, it could be anything.
Wait a minute. Are you people telling me I don't know what a shark looks like?
Brody, this is nothing. Seaweed, mud, something in the lens.
Lens my ass.
You're damn right it's your ass.
Now, be reasonable, please.
Reasonable what? With him?
God damn it, will you listen to the man? Will you just listen to him? Be reasonable. Look, Brody, you started a panic on a public beach. You shot up the damn place. God knows who you could have injured. Now, what if somebody decides to sue us? Did you ever stop to think about that? It could ruin us.
You don't have to worry about being sued or being ruined. If this turns out to be what I think it is, because there won't be anybody here.
Yeah, now, Martin, let's not,
Let's not what, Larry? What?
Oh, Jesus, Larry, huh? Come on, let's just forget it. He won't listen. It's obvious the man has made up his mind.
You bet your life I've made up my mind. But I'm telling you, and I'm telling everybody at this table, that that's a shark. And I know what a shark looks like because I've seen one up close. And you better do something about this one, because I don't intend to go through that hell again.
The other part of this scene is Murray Hamilton. Murray Hamilton's wife was dying when this movie was being made, so they had him come in, do his lines, rip through them, and get out of there. So if he's not fully into it, you can kind of understand why. And I think he does a pretty good job, but you can kind of feel the heaviness in him, you know? And I don't know if that adds to his performance or not. Lorraine Gary comes back. She has a job on the beach selling houses. She's kind of a useless character in this, but a complaint I've heard thrown against her is that in this movie, when things go wrong for Chief Brody, wait, look at that. Wardrobe problems again. First it's my ear, now it's my sleeve. when things go wrong for Chief Brody this time, she bails on him. And that's not true either. She's with him the whole time. She understands he gets fired, and she's right there beside him. Now, they introduce another character to, I guess, maybe it's to take the place of Mayor Vaughn, because Mayor Vaughn obviously knows he's screwed up before, and he doesn't want to do it again. They still have to have a reason not to believe Chief Brody, so enter Joseph Mascalo, who plays Len Peterson, who in the book is a land developer. But in this movie, he's basically just some guy who's hitting on Ellen and works with the mayor to do, I don't know, sell more stuff. It's kind of glossed over. And the big problem is that this book's translation to the movie, it doesn't really mesh. There's pieces they took out of, I guess, the original screenplay. This movie changed directors halfway through, too. I mean, it had two different directors. It was way more of a mess than Jaws was. And the end result is not as good because of that. They couldn't overcome it 2 times. Now let's talk about the shark. It doesn't look any more fake than the original shark did, except for the problem that they show it more. This shark, they burn it early on in a scene, and it kind of gives it a personality. And there is some seriously tense moments with this shark, including a scene where Chief Brody's son Mike falls into the water, and the shark comes by and just about... You like that? Ooh. The shark comes by and just about bites him, but he gets back in the boat. Unfortunately, you can see the gears in the shark's mouth. Who cares? I mean, you can see the rubber on the shark in the original Jaws. Nobody's any less scared to get in the water. You never know when a giant mechanical rubber shark will attack you in the swimming pool. So, anyway, Chief Brody goes through the same shit he went through last time. Nobody believes him. They got rid of Hooper for who knows what reason. Maybe it was his refusal to come back, Richard Dreyfuss's refusal to come back. They have one line in the movie that's like, oh, he's in Antarctica, under the water. So, no Richard Dreyfuss. So they bring in this other woman who helps Chief Brody look at a beached whale for about 10 seconds and kind of treats him like an asshole, and then she's gone. And by the time that Chief Brody goes out to sea to find this shark, he's all by himself. It's him and a bunch of teenagers, and there's some really great death scenes in this movie. Specifically when Eddie gets attacked and gets rammed into the side of the boat. Man, is that great. That's great stuff. The ending of this movie, when Chief Brody pulls the power cord out. Yeah, is this visually helping you visualize a power cord? I hope so. He pulls it out of the water and gets the shark to come up to it and gives it another one-liner, which, here you go.
Chief! What the hell are you doing?
Get out of there! Chief, he's heading right for ya!
Watch out!
All right, you big bastard! Come on! I got something for you now! That's it! Now, boy! Come on! Right over here! That's it! Come on!
Get out of the way! He's coming! Look, Chief, don't do it! Get away! Dad! Watch out!
Come on! Come on! Come on! Open wide! Open wide! See ya!
That's intense. That's intense. You telling me he's phoning it in? Really? Really? I watched this movie a ton as a kid. This is the one I've seen more than any other one. That's because I watched it so much as a kid. Jaws was hardly ever on. It was only on like Easter or whatever. Now it's on. All 4 of these are on constantly. I think this movie's very, 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 very good. It's underrated. It needs a wider audience. I think when you start meshing that with Jaws the Revenge and Jaws 3D and those movies, you're obviously not going to be happy. But this movie is a good piece to Jaws. Watch these back to back, and they're very, very good. They're very entertaining. So that's it for this episode. I recommend Jaws 2. We'll be back next week with probably Jaws the Revenge. Maybe. If I can find anything redeeming to say about it. But I'll do my best. See you then.